like the start of a race. Diet Pepsi's my fuel in this Monday maze. Shake the weekend fog off my tired face. The hustling begins, no time to waste. Hey Monday, motivation, bring it on. Let's do this thing. The grind won't stop, the fire will show. Step by step, I'll feel the glow. It's my time now, let's start the show. And sun clouds up higher, chasing dreams like chasing fire. Got my rhythm set to overdrive. This Monday motivation vibe's keeping me alive. Hey Monday, motivation, bring it on. Let's do this thing. The crowd won't stop, the fire will show. Step by step, I'll feel the glow. It's my time now, let's start the show. Street lights fading, sun climbs up higher. Chasing dreams like chasing fire. Got my rhythm set to overdrive. This Monday motivation vibe's keeping me alive. Hey Monday, motivation, bring it on. Let's do this thing. The grind won't stop, the fire will show. Step by step, I'll feel the glow. It's my time now, I own the show. Know that we can be heavy, but I'm tougher still. Climbing the mountain, fueled by will. Each heartbeat whispers, yes you can. I'm golden, helping every woman and man. Hey Monday, motivation, bring it on. Let's do this thing. The climb won't stop, the fire will show. Step by step, I'll feel the glow. It's my time now, let's start the show.
Welcome in. It is Monday. You know what that means. It is Monday Motivation. I am your host, Pamela, aka Scooterrenee, and I'm your host for all Monday Motivations, at least here on this channel, right? Scooterrenee LLC. So welcome in, guys. Make sure you do all the YouTube things. You subscribe to my channel because I do more than just Monday Motivation. I do auctions on my channel generally Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, some Fridays, and sometimes on the weekend. I also go on other channels as well. So make sure you also ring the bell for all notifications. I update in my posts, if you will, on YouTube in the community, what used to be known as the community tab, to let you know where I'm at and when most of the time. And then also a thumbs up on your way in, on your way out. I would greatly appreciate that as well. If you are brand new to my channel, I hope you will keep coming back on Mondays for Monday Motivation at 8 p.m. Central. I hope to see you in other parts of my channel as well, but hope you'll keep coming on back. I love our group that we have here. It's always so very intimate here, and people, I think, feel safe and they can share things here as well. So if you're new, I hope you'll keep on coming back. All my OGs, you know who you are. I see all your beautiful avatar faces coming in, so next to your name. So welcome in. Good to see you guys. And the playback crew. Cannot forget the playback crew. If you are the playback crew, leave me a comment. Let me know that you're the playback crew. I always like to know who the playback crew is. Also, I haven't had anybody take me up on it yet, but if you want to participate in the chat participation, ouch, kicked my leg, sorry. If you want to participate in the chat participation time to be entered into a monthly drawing, go ahead and leave a comment. I'm going to start letting you guys participate as well. So if you let me know that you're a playback crew and you comment to any of the questions or all questions that I give you guys tonight, then I will enter you into the drawing. We're going to switch it up a little bit. So welcome in, everybody. Let's see who all is in chat. Normally, I don't let people participate because in the playback crew, just because it makes it fair for those that are here and in the moment, which just tells you that you can catch me anytime by being the playback crew. But it's just so much better when you're here with everybody in the moment and can participate together in real life, as I like to say, RL. So let's see who all is here. Say some hellos real quick. We got Lisa D in chat. Welcome in, Lisa D. Lisa D, I read your comment about the 7-Up. Yeah. I don't know if it's a heat thing, but y'all known about Bella and all her stomach issues. And then the other night, I think it was Friday into Saturday morning sometime, all of a sudden my stomach, whoo, you talk about like it felt like it was on fire and hurting. And it wasn't below, it was, right in the center. And I was like, oh, please, please no. So I got you, girl. Yes, horrible. We got my feather sister, Selena, here. Hey, girl. Hope you're staying cool, staying in front of the AC in your living room. We got Cappy here. Hey, Cappy. How's Whiskers? How's Whiskers, our buddy? And then, let's see. Somebody told me something else that you can drink. But now I can't remember what it was. I know a lot of people like the peppermint tea that I sell. People say it really does help their tummy. So. Oh, look at you. I didn't know you said that. From the air condition. Let's see. Just going through the chat. Y'all are chatty tonight. I love it. We got Josie's in Josie's place. Josie here. Welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Let's Mama Sands, hello, welcome in, good to see you. I've been going through my shorts and getting y'all entered into the monthly hashtag, so if you've been seeing hearts pop up on your YouTube, that's what that is. Usually, sometimes I'll wait till the end of the month to do it, but I thought, I'll go ahead and do some of it tonight. And I'm so glad I did. I think I've had a lot of participation this month, so. There's my sister, Cool Ranch, welcome in, good to see you. And Nancy. Hello, sweet Nancy. Welcome in. So good to see you. It is so hot here. It is 94 degrees and it's 8:10. Like, what is up with that? Let's see. Steph is here. Hey, Steph. Welcome in. Oh, Nancy. You were here, but Cool Ranch gifted memberships the other night, and you were one of them that got the membership. So welcome. So glad to have you. And the 4 other people that she did. There she is. She's answering. Y'all are way ahead of me. So there we go. Yep, we got Big Mac, Mr. Steph in here. Welcome in. Good to see you. Make sure I'm not missing anybody else. Oh, how beautiful. Hey, Joanne. Did I say hello to you? Here we go again. Hey, Joanne. Beautiful double rainbow. Love it. Let's see. 3 digits here after 8 p.m. That's so nuts. So nuts. I don't know what the heat index is. That's just what my computer says. Jimmy Mac. The one that scared the crap out of me. Welcome, Jimmy. Good to see you. All right, am I caught up finally? Finally. Woo! 92 in Colorado, but only 2% humidity, right? Yes. All right, guys. I think I finally caught up. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Ooh. Mine was a lot better than last weekend for sure. Roflo and I, we went and sourced this weekend. Pretty much a relaxing weekend for us, for sure. So much better. So I was thankful for that. Hey, Tammy, Dream Chaser is in the house. Welcome in. Good to see you. Man, I hope so, Mama Sands. I think we all would love a cool down. We're in the hundreds again this week. So, and then Robert likes to, when we're not here during the day, when we're at work, to keep the house set at 79 to keep the air from coming on so often. Yeah, I get to deal with that while I'm at home this week. Lovely. Oh, good grief. Lisa D said humidity is 63%. Last night was 85%. That's like our hallway during the day is the coolest area. So I put Bella's cooling blanket down there. so then she can lay on that and stay cool. And I'm surprised, those cooling mats, cooling blankets, whatever you want to call them, for the pups. We also have her a cooling bed because she has so much hair. I don't know how she loses so much hair but still has a whole bunch of hair. But anyways, so I think those keep her pretty cool. They were well worth Prime Day deals. They were well worth it. So not here, girlfriend, not here. 79, and then we might get lucky down to 76 during the night, but that's why we got fans. Right, exactly. Mama Sands, yes. Don't have to get in the pool to get wet, just step outside. I'm hoping I get to go to the water park this Friday. There's my brown sugar, Kieran. Welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Yes, it is much cooler in the hallway. Because in the morning, the back side of our house gets all the sun, and then in the evening, right here where I sit, the front gets all the sun. So, quick praise report on Bella. A lot of y'all have been asking about sweet Bella. And she's not in here. She's in the living room with her daddy. Quick praise report. The medication she is on, all 5 of them, which is like 11 pills altogether. Like, how can a dog take that many pills in one day? But those seem to be helping her. They believe what has caused her stomach upset, flare up and everything, and continue, because we would go off the glucosamine meloxicam, then back on it, and then off, because she kept having these stomach flare-ups, which she had last year, but she only had it one time. This summer, it seemed like on and off. But the wife vet, because it's a husband-wife team, the wife vet thinks that is the glucosamine that we put her on that's been doing this, because Bella's been on meloxicam a long time ago before, which I totally forgot about that. But the meloxicam, we do not believe is causing her the stomach issues, because she was put on that because of the ACL blow, whatever they call that for dogs. So now we're healing the GI areas for her and replacing those 2 things for her leg with fish oil and Lyrica. I've never had to go get a prescription for a dog at Walmart, and so it was all new for me. And when I went to check out for it, it said, signing as, and it gave patient, guardian, or other. And I looked at the pharmacist, I was like, what do I put? I mean, it's my dog, And they're like, guardian, I bet. So I put guardian. But anyways, that was just a fun moment. Well, I say a fun moment. I hate that she has to be put on it. But it was really interesting to go get a prescription filled at a regular pharmacy. So, but yeah, she takes her Lyrica at night because the vet said it can cause some dogs to feel like they're stoned, look like they're stoned. So she takes it at night, which in return helps her to sleep. So. No, Nancy, no, the cooling blanket, and they make them for humans as well. The cooling blanket, it's just got some sort of gel in it that keeps it cool. I mean, they're coming out with everything in that now. They got sheets, they got comforters, they got a regular blanket, and it's just, you just put it on. And those things for Bella stay cold. It's really interesting how it does stay cold the whole day. Now, we're not talking like freezing cold, obviously, but it's cool enough to keep her cool. So, well, Lisa D, now you know. And you can use GoodRx, so then you're not spending an arm and a leg to get the dog prescription. So, yeah, $150 vet visit later, which is probably like our 3rd vet visit within 2 months. And then $15 for her prescription. So, but if we hadn't had that, it would have been a lot more. Yes, it's like some sort of gel. Yeah, some sort of gel that keeps them cold. So, well, she did specify, Joanne, dogs. It makes dogs look like they're stoned. So, you're welcome, Nancy. It's like the latest craze. You can just Google it, and you'll have everything pop up. And then if you do Facebook, you'll get all the commercials in Facebook for it. So. It's for the animals, it's really, really nice. So I don't burn up at night. If anything, I get cold, and all I got to do is uncover for a minute, and then I'm freezing again. So I don't need it, but like people that get hot during the middle of the night, people that are going through menopause and stuff, probably the best thing ever made. So that's a quick praise report for Bella. I do have a prayer request for my baby girl, Harley. I don't see her in here right now, but I don't think she would mind me sharing. I do believe when we all come together to pray for one another, it increases. I don't know. Y'all know what verse I'm referencing. But prayer request for my baby girl, Harley, and my son-in-law, Patrick. Patrick's dad had stage 4 cancer, I believe, a while back, and they were able to get him into being cancer-free, remission. I cannot talk. Where 2 or more gathered in his name, yes. But anyways, and now they're speculating that the cancer might have returned due to being anemic, and the white blood count and red blood counts are out of whack. So if you could lift Ken Young, is his name, Ken Young, up in prayer, we would greatly appreciate that. Specifically, that it's something else that's causing this and not cancer. I've seen it happen before, but Patrick was all beside himself over the weekend about it. And poor Elle didn't understand what was going on. And Harley's dad said, Robert said, just keep it simple when you're explaining it. Because she was like, how do I tell a 4-year-old? And we said, just keep it simple. So, but if you could keep them in your prayers, I would greatly appreciate that. They have also been trying for their second kid, and things have just not been going the greatest. So I will let you know that much. So if y'all keep them in your prayers on that too, I would greatly appreciate that. All right. And then obviously, guys, if any of y'all have any prayer requests, feel free to drop those in chat. That way we can all be praying for each other. So now, tonight, we are beginning the talk of the second law in behavior change for habits, and that is make it attractive. That's the second behavior law, second law in behavior change. Make it attractive, and tonight's topic is on Irresistible. Now, I don't know how many of y'all, but the song Simply Irresistible has been playing in my head all day long from just saying that. And of course, I put it in my Instagram and my TikTok, I think. Both of those, when I talked about tonight, I put it in there as well, because that every time I hear the song, or every time I see the word, say the word Irresistible, I always think of what's his face. I just saw his name a few minutes ago, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Thank you, Selena. Appreciate you. Selena said, Lakeland, her granddaughter, broke her collarbone. Please remember her. She's only 3. And bless her heart, when you're that little, you forget that you got an injury. You want to play with your brothers and sisters and buddies and stuff. And so she's quickly reminded when she moves that, hey, she can't move. Jimmy asking prayers for his roommate, Jason. He's all the way out in Atlanta, Georgia. So if y'all could please lift him up as well. It's been, okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one, Steph, because that's just been in my head all day. But that's not what we're talking about here, right? So, meaning on being irresistible, meaning how to make a habit irresistible that you are wanting to start, but have a hard time starting. I will share with you my update about how the listing habit is going for the past 15 weeks now, and what has made it irresistible for me. Y'all can probably guess, but I will share that with you here in just a second. But real quick, positive spot thought, guys. I know that if things are going to improve, I am the one responsible for making it happen. That speaks volume to me with the habit that I started. I am the one that's responsible to make it happen. And success is the product of daily habits not once in a lifetime transformation. Daily. All right, so let's get tonight started. We are doing a chat participation time, guys. Those of you that might be new, that might be lurking in chat participation time is when I have you answer a question I give you or make a statement. When you do that, I star your name and you get entered into the monthly drawing. And then we do the drawing for that and the hashtags that I do on my shorts. We do that on the first Monday of each month. So make sure you get your hashtags in on the short as well. All you got to do is comment whatever the hashtag is I give you in the video. And for the chat participation, all you got to do is answer the question or make the statement and you get credit for it and you get a star. So, no, I'm not giving this away, Steph. You should know that. Look at that. It's almost as big as my head. No, I can't give this away. This is special. All right, so chat participation time. What is a habit you have had that was attractive for you to have? If it's no longer a habit that you've had, or what is a habit that you want to start, and how can you make it attractive? What motivates you to do it or want it to do it and everything? You know, the kind that drew you in or will draw you in to make that habit to do and keep doing. Sounds a lot, I know. But what is a habit that you either A, are doing, have done, or want to start? What is one that you have used to make it so, or using to make it attractive for you to keep doing it? And we're going to go into so much more of this, but I want to see if anybody can name one. Like I said, mine has been the listing. And I'm going to tell you here in a little bit what's made it attractive. Selena says, oh, Lord, getting more videos on my YouTube channel. What makes it attractive to you, Selena? That's what I want to know. What makes it attractive to you? Steph says, attending Monday motivation and seeing the positive that comes from it. Good job, Steph. I love Steph. You guys already know this. I love Steph, and Steph and I are accountability partners to each other. And so I love challenging her because I'm her accountability partner, and she will text me and say, hey, I've accomplished this so far, yada, yada, yada. We've shared what she wants to accomplish, where she wants to go, all that kind of stuff. And so she just kind of gives me half the answer, then I'll challenge her and say, okay, that's awesome. That's a great start. But what's the second part? So Black Widow says, trying to move more before I lose it, right? I'm assuming you're talking about reselling wise, right? Because you're not moving, right? Brown Sugar says, start creating artwork again. Karen has done some beautiful pieces, guys. Need to have her own so she can at least show you what she's done. Beautiful pieces. And I'm just like, I'm in awe of all of y'all that are very creative and some of the ideas y'all come up with. I'm just like, I would have never thought of that. Whoops. Steph says, 11 months and counting for consisting. Yes. Lisa D says, reading more and feeling closer to God. How's your journaling going, Lisa D? I know that was something important to you. There we go. Selena says, share ideas for others to do in their homes. Love it. Kathy says, habits started last few months of watching all your lives, which has decreased depression and anxiety. Positive habit. I love it, Kathy. And Kathy has been going on more and more, keeping us up to date with Whiskers, the bunny rabbit. I look so forward. That Whiskers is going to become an outdoor pet before too long because I have a feeling he's going to get used to Kathy with as good as she feeds him. Yes. And Karen says, when I'm creating, I can commune with God better, right? That's how I feel about mowing the yard. That is my time. I love mowing the yard because it, like, if you think of it, the lawnmower just silences all the noise that's in my head going on around me, silence it all, and gives me my time because I always have some sort of worship music going on. Karen says, I love it when it's just me and God, and when I'm created, I can hear him from him more clearly. Right? Yes. Got it. She said, no, girl, I'm getting old. I don't think so. And she has to push herself. Joanne says, getting rid of stuff I don't need, it will be irresistible because things will look better and less stressful. Right? Yes. That's how I feel about my closet. If I just go ahead and clean it up, if I go ahead and put away my clothes, hang up my clothes, I'll feel so much better. Yes. Yeah, I know. You haven't been texting me. I wasn't going to call you out about it. Oh, right, Josie? She's a busy girl. She said, I don't think I can add any more to each day unless I give up sleeping time. And nobody can do that. I cannot give up sleep. That's awesome, Kathy. I love it. Yes, we all love whiskers. He's become a very important part of our day. Mary, how are you, girl? Good to see you. Always love seeing you. Welcome in. See, I would be the big B if I only got 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night. My boss would not like me. Robert would not like me. All right, just make sure I'm not missing anything. And that's the truth. So, Steph, Dream Chaser, and I made a bet that she would have the studio cleaned up for us by Wednesday. I made her shake on it, just like you and I shook. Virtually, right? I love him, Kathy. It'll probably cool everything off for a little bit, Selena, especially with it being at night. It was raining here earlier today. All right, let's see. Think I got everybody? Yes, feeding the man is so very important, right, Cool? Yes. So, Cool, I just asked everybody if there's a habit you've been doing or a habit you want to start or a habit you've done. What did you do to make it attractive, to make you want to do it? So, that was what we were talking about, just to catch you up. So, back in the 1940s, a curious Dutch scientist named Nico Tinbergen, that's how you pronounce it, he embarked on a remarkable journey that changed how we view the motivations behind our actions. And I found this to be very, very interesting. This brilliant mind, who later received a Nobel Prize for his groundbreaking research, focused on studying herring gulls. You know, those charming gray and white birds that you see often grace the shores of North America with their graceful flight. Those herring gulls is what they call them. I didn't know this, and maybe you did, but the adult herring gull sports a red dot on his beak. And with the keen eye that Tinbergen observed, that is when the newly hatched chicks were hungry, they would eagerly peck at this vibrant spot. And so, inspired by their behavior, he decided to kick off an interesting experiment. He crafted a quirky little cardboard-looking beak, is what he did. And it was just a head. There was no body, just a head. And he put a red dot on what would be the beak. And he watched for the gull parents to take a break and fly off. And when they did, he seized the moment to present them these makeshift beaks to the hungry chicks. Now, to Tinbergen's amusement, the beaks were clearly artificial. And he figured the little birds would just turn their tiny beaks away from them. However, when the little seagulls or the herring gulls spotted the bright red dots on the cardboard beak, they couldn't resist pecking away at it as if it was part of their own mother. It was as if they had an instinctual attraction to those red spots, almost like a built-in program that they were born with. And Tinbergen soon realized that the larger the red spots were, the more eagerly the chicks would peck. So in a burst of creativity, he crafted a beak adorned with 3 big red dots. And so when he placed that near the nest, the baby birds erupted with joy. And they enthusiastically started pecking on the vibrant patches as if that beak was the most magnificent thing that they had ever seen in their lives. Now, Tim Berger and his team also observed fascinating behaviors in various other animals too. Take the gray-legged goose, for instance. Now, a gray-legged goose is a ground nesting bird. And sometimes as the mother goose shifts around in the nest and she's sitting on her babies, the eggs, one of those will somehow roll away accidentally and land on the grass. But we do not have to worry about Mama gray-legged goose. We do not have to worry about her. Right? Wouldn't that be cool? Yes, I think that would be so much fun. But we don't have to worry about her because whenever that happens, she waddles over to retrieve the egg and she uses just her beak and her neck. And she does like a gentle tugging motion to return it safely back to the nest. Tim Berger found that the gray-legged goose has a fascinating instinct. They will eagerly pull any round object that they can find, whether it's a billiards ball or a light bulb, back in the nest. The larger the object, the more determined they become in their efforts. And just like with the herringull babies, the bigger, the more attraction. With the habits, the bigger the habit, the more you make it attractive, the more you want to do it. So there was even one goose that went to great lengths to roll a volleyball back up into the nest and plop itself right on top of it. So these geese follow a simple rule. If I spot a round object nearby, I must roll it back home. And if it's a big one, I will give it my all to bring it in. You can learn a lot from a silly goose, can't you? I don't know about the golden goose. It's just fascinating to me that each animal's brain comes equipped with built-in guidelines for how to behave. You like to think about that for humans too, right? But when it encounters an amplified version of those guidelines, it reacts as if it has just seen a dazzling Christmas tree lit up in full glory. We can roll you up to the nest, Lena. Scientists call these strikingly exaggerated signals supernormal stimuli. Think of supernormal stimuli as an exaggerated slice of reality, like a bird with an eye-catching beak adorned with 3 vibrant red spots, or an egg as big as a volleyball. These larger-than-life features provoke an even more intense reaction than what you would typically expect. People often get caught up in the exaggerated versions of reality. Who can speak to that one, right? It gets so exaggerated. Take junk food, for instance. It can send our brains into a major overdrive. After spending countless millennia hunting and gathering in the wild, our brains have learned to crave salt, sugar, and fat, giving these ingredients an almost irresistible allure. So back in the day when our ancestors were roaming the earth, such calorie-rich foods were next to hard to come by, right? They were a rare treasure. So when you're unsure where your next meal comes from, or back then when you were unsure where your next meal came from, gobbling up as much as you can makes perfect sense for survival. Man, I was wanting an ice cream sandwich the other night. I don't know why, but that's just what I wanted. I tried Mama Sands. I named her diet. Sugar, salt, and fat, right? In today's world, however, we find ourselves surrounded by a feast of calories. There's food everywhere, yet our brain still acts like it's short in supply. Our brains are wired to crave the salt, is wired to crave the sugar, is wired to crave the fat. But this instinct is more of a drawback for our health than a benefit now. Our brains haven't adapted in around 50,000 years, so those cravings they're not just going to fade into nothing. Meanwhile, the modern food industry cleverly takes advantage of our ancient instincts and pushing them well beyond what their original purpose was for. So chat participation time, just because I'm curious, just because I'm nosy, whatever you want to call it. What is a food that you can instantly start craving when you think about it? Is it a sweet or salty snack? Is it a certain meal? What is a food that you can instantly start craving if you just think of it for one split tiny second? What is one that you'll like? I'm just curious to see what y'all are mentioning ice cream like crazy. So I knew that for Karen. Chips. Selena says ice cream. Joanne says ice cream. Lisa D says cookies. For me, it depends on what kind of cookies. Are they fresh baked cookies or are they store-bought cookies? If they're store-bought cookies, I'll forget about them in the pantry, won't even think twice about it. But if it's fresh baked, yeah, I won't remember them. Mr. Steph says chips. Nancy says chocolate, right? What movie was that? Where they go, is it? Oh my gosh. Frozen. About to say let it go. No, that's the song, but not the movie. Where they go, chocolate. Cool Ranch says garlic bread. Yum. Sandy says tomatoes. Mary says potatoes, tomato, potato, right? Tammy says blueberry frosted mini wheats. See, I can't eat those because those are fake blueberries. I gotta have the real blueberry. Josie says ice cream. Right, we're all related. Anything sweet, Josie says. Clausen pickles, Cool Ranch says. She loves her pickles. That's all I gotta say. Yes, Kathy. Warm bread. Steph says chocolate. Corn on the cob. Y'all are making me hungry. Right, Selena? Y'all are making me hungry. Maybe that wasn't a good question to ask. For me, there are certain fruits like blueberries that I absolutely love. And there's veggies I can crave. I can tell you, Tammy, Dream Chaser's fault here. Right now, it's these Cherokee tomatoes. Somehow I thought it was Turkish, whatever. No, it's Cherokee tomatoes that are with garlic salt. Like, I thought salt on tomatoes was good. You haven't had anything to get garlic salt on it. Oh, my gosh. So that's one of them. And then my all-time favorite, though, is Krispy Kreme donuts. And they have to be hot. Those, man, I love me some hot Krispy Kreme donuts. If they're cold, I might have one, maybe two if if we've already bought them because I can't stand to waste. But I won't eat the 5 or 6 that I normally eat when they're cold, when they're hot. Maple brown sugar and oatmeal. I love oatmeal. I go on in kicks on oatmeal. Purple Cherokees. Oh my gosh, they are so good, Mama says, right? Very first time I ever had Krispy Kreme donut, Lisa D, was out in Vegas, and they were cold. And I was like, I don't understand what all this hype is. These are crappy. Yuck. If I want a cold donut, I'll go to Shipley's because we have, I don't know if y'all got Shipley's where y'all live, but we have Shipley's here. And then we got a Krispy Kreme here. And Robert wanted to get some, and so I tried it, and it was hot. And I was just like, oh, they just melt in your mouth. And so I rarely will have Shipley donuts unless it's blueberry. I will have the blueberry donuts from Shipley's. But regular donuts from Shipley's, I have no problem turning them down. And even with Krispy Kreme, if they're cold, I have no problem turning them down. But when it's hot, when it's fresh, best thing on God's green earth. Next to tiramisu. I do love me some tiramisu. Homemade taco salad. Yum. I know Lisa D doesn't have Sonic. What's going on, Lisa D? Now, Lisa D, I did think, because Lisa D commented on my short about the Sonic drink that I get almost every day. I haven't gotten it in the past week or so. Lisa D, they do have a restaurant called Swig. And Swig is supposed to be similar with those kind of drinks. Right, Selena? Just gained 30 pounds. Just talk about food. Yeah, Mary. Just regular pretzels or soft pretzel? Robert and I, we love these soft pretzels with the cheese from Sonic. Now, I'm not a big salt person, so I'm okay if they give me a pretzel with the cheese without much salt on it. Robert, however, has a fit when I do not put salt on it. He's like, it's called a salted pretzel for a reason. Oh, Kathy, let me know. A Culver's. Now, I have not had Culver's. I've seen Culver's, like when we go to Colorado. I see them along the way, like in Kansas and stuff. Yes. But we've never eaten one. Yes, we drive all the way to Conway, which is about 20, 30 minutes, depending on traffic, to Krispy Kreme, just to get donuts. And we always hit it if we go that way, like if we go to Colorado, we go up north, Arkansas, anything like that, we will always stop there. Yes, we did take Selena. We took Tammy too. And so anytime anybody's with us, or just me and Robert, we will stop through there and get donuts. It's so good. And then we have a restaurant here called Walk-Ons, and they have a, what is this? A donut bread pudding. And they get, I can't remember how many donuts they get from Krispy Kreme a day. And they make this bread pudding, and it is so slap your mama 20 times in the face, freaking good. Like, it is hot, and again, it's got like the glaze, and then it's got that's melted, and it's got like where you can add the whipped cream. Oh, it's just, oh my gosh, it is freaking amazing. 9 miles for Sonic, good grief. We got like 2 here in our town. Like, really, we need 2? But one's on North Little Rock side, and one is on Mall Mill. So. Sonic lemonade. Branson, Missouri. Yes, Lisa D. I like their drinks. I like their snacks. So. Swiss burger. Yum. No, but they do have chocolate shakes, and you can just add the alcohol to it, Tammy. You can do that. Yes. Now, I will have to agree with my stepdad. The best bread pudding I've ever had was at the Mirage in Las Vegas. He even got the secret recipe. Of course, I have no idea where that recipe is now, but it was really good. We do, but again, it's not Krispy Kreme for me. It's like, if it's cold, I'm not eating it. I'm just not a cold donut kind of person. I'm not a cold pizza kind of person. Nope. Gotta be warm. Yes, diabetic coma. It's so good. I do not get to have it often at all. I'll go there. Always get their mango tuna bowl thing. And it's got this yummy, yum sauce, so to speak, on it. And usually that fills me up because it's got rice and all that. So there's times I cannot get the dessert. But I'll get it to go sometimes and then have it later for my snack. So. All right, I'm sorry. We got so off track talking about food. That's okay. It doesn't matter, does it? Yes, that's what I do, Sandy. We bring home the leftovers, and then I just throw it in the microwave for 15 seconds and good to go. Not as good as when it's fresh and it's coming off the assembly line. Not as good as then, but it comes in a close second. One of the main aspirations, the whole reason why we're talking about this, is that the food science, they craft the products that truly appeal to the consumers. Almost every food item, whether it's in a bag, a box, or a jar, they all have been given a little extra something, often a boost in the flavor that attracts us to it. Just listening, right? Gain 5 pounds, exactly. Back to motivation. Quit eating that stuff, right? Quit eating that stuff. Yes, I am. Yes, Sandy, me too. So companies, they will invest millions to pinpoint that ideal crunch in the chip. Those of you that were my chip lovers, y'all can imagine this, right? The ideal crunch in a chip. Or they'll determine the perfect level of fizz in a soda. And they even have whole teams dedicated to fine-tuning how a product feels in your mouth. A fascinating aspect that they call oral sensation. So take French fries, for instance. Everybody can probably think has had a McDonald's fry in their life. You know, those McDonald's fries, when they're fresh, are a delightful blend of crispy golden goodness on the outside and sometimes a fluffy smoothness on the inside. It is so freaking good. They put all that salt on there and the sugar, you know, just make you can eat just one, kind of like with the Lay's potato chips. And processed foods, they often play with our senses, creating exciting combination of textures that keep things lively. Just think about the delightful melt of gooey cheese on a crispy pizza crust, or the satisfying crunch of an Oreo cookie with its creamy center. I'm not an Oreo cookie person at all. Nope. But those of you that like Oreo cookies, you know what it's like. That crunch in the Oreo cookie with the creamy center. In contrast, when you munch on natural, unprocessed food, the experience can be a bit repetitive, and we get full faster. Because let's be honest, how exciting is that 17th bite of kale? If you have kale salads, like how appetizing is that? Before long, your brain will just tune it out. It's like, okay. And we start to feel full and everything because we're bored with it. The dynamic contrast in foods keeps each bite fresh and it's intriguing, which encourages you to keep enjoying your meal, which is why a lot of us tend to maybe sometimes overeat on certain types of food. In the end, the clever strategies help food scientists pinpoint the perfect mix of salt, the perfect mix with sugar, and with the perfect mix of fat in it, and what they call the bliss point. That right there makes your taste buds dance, and it keeps you coming back for seconds and maybe thirds and maybe fourths, you know. But unfortunately, this means that you might find yourself overeating, overindulging yourself, as these crave-worthy foods are simply irresistible to your brain. As neuroscientist Stephen Gwinnett, an expert in eating habits and obesity, puts it, we become too skilled at pressing our own buttons. Woo! Yes. I know how to press my buttons. 1,000%. So take a look at the modern food industry and its influence on our tendency to overeat. It perfectly illustrates the second principle of the second law of behavior change. Make it attractive. You see, when something is enticing, we're way more likely to turn it into a habit. If I can make Krispy Kreme donuts a habit, I would. But isn't it fascinating how our choices can be swayed by a little extra allure, if you will? Take a moment to look around you. Our society is brimming with carefully crafted versions of reality, and often more appealing than the world that our ancestors knew. And it's going to even get, dare I say, better, not health-wise, but for our kids and our grandkids and everything. They're going to have things that we didn't even have. So just think about them like the mannequins in the stores, if you will. You know, they're always flaunting their exaggerated curves to entice us into buying clothing, that we think is going to look so cute on us, and then we buy it, we go home with it, and it's just like, ugh, what was I even thinking? Social media, it showers us with a flood of likes and compliments in mere minutes, if I dare say mere seconds. Something we never experience in our daily lives at home or work. We got social media, and somehow it's on the internet, so it must be true, right? But we get that so much more through social media than what we might get in our lives at home with our spouses, our kids, family, whatever, and even at work. Let's not forget advertisements, which are meticulously designed with perfect lighting, professional makeup, and extensive photo editing. Sometimes even the model will look different from the final image. Right? Yes. Yep. 1000% for sure, Steph. And the modern marvels, they act as supernormal stimuli, amplifying features with amplifying the features that we naturally find attractive. So as a result, our instincts can go haywire, nudging us towards excessive shopping, social media scrolling, eating, and you name it, is probably there. Looking at history, though, it seems that the possibilities awaiting us in the future will be even more enticing than those we have now. We're witnessing a trend where rewards are becoming increasingly focused and temptations more appealing. I mean, think about it. Junk food packs more calories into a single bite than wholesome natural foods. I was looking at Bella's treats that we're giving her. They're like natural dog jerky treats. But just one treat has like 20% fat in it. That's double what she should be having. Now, needless to say, she doesn't get one whole treat. We always break it down into small bites. And she only gets it when we're leaving the house usually. But, I mean, just one single bite, you have more food in it. When I was doing Weight Watchers, y'all, the Little Debbie's, they're the donut sticks. When you are on Weight Watchers points and you only have 18 points and just one of those donut sticks, or 6 points and you're used to having 2, that is well more over than your points that you have your points. But just one single bite, is full of that stuff now. We're witnessing a trend where rewards, already told you that part. So we got the food packs with more calories. The hard liquor delivers more alcohol in a shot than a beer does in a pint. The video games, they offer a richer experience of play compared to traditional board games. People are able to fantasize when they're playing those games more than what they would if it was just a board game, except maybe D&D. So let's see. When placed beside nature, these thrilling experiences can be really hard to resist. We may have inherited the minds of our ancestors, but we're also faced with temptations that they never had to navigate. Looking to boost the chances of your behavior becoming a regular part of your life? The key is to make it appealing. Make it appealing. As we explore the second law together, we're going to dive into ways to make our habits truly irresistible. And while we may not be able to turn every habit into overwhelming temptation, there are certainly ways to make any habit more attractive. So to kick things off, let's take a moment to understand the nature of cravings and how they influence our choices by exploring a fascinating biological marker that connects all of our habits. And y'all have heard the D word before. No, it's not divorce. No, it's not death. It is the delightful dopamine spike, which is probably what we all just had talk about our favorite foods just a few minutes ago, right? we talked about a feedback loop. If y'all will remember a few weeks ago, we talked about the feedback loop, but we are going to discuss the dopamine-driven feedback loop. Scientists have found a way to pinpoint the exact moment a craving hits by measuring the neurotransmitters known as dopamine. Now, the significance of dopamine really came into focus back in 1954 when neuroscientists James Olds and Peter Milner conducted a groundbreaking experiment to uncover the brain's mechanisms behind craving and desire. And they carefully implanted electrodes. Now, I understand we got to do experiments and stuff to learn about things, but anyways, carefully implanted electrodes in the brains of rats, and they blocked the release of dopamine. And to their astonishment, the rats seemed to lose all motivation to live. They stopped eating. They showed no interest in mating. They didn't crave anything at all. Nothing. Tragically, within just a few days, these little creatures succumbed to thirst and perished, obviously. It was a striking revelation about the critical role that dopamine plays in our lives. In some intriguing follow-up studies, researchers decided to further explore the brain's dopamine pathways. And this time, they introduced the little droplets of sugar to the mouth of rats that had their dopamine production temporarily shut down. And what they found, as you can imagine, the delighted faces of the rats practically lit up with the joy at the taste of sweet treat. Even though their dopamine was blocked, they still relished the sugar just as much as they had before. The only difference was that their desire for it had vanished. They could still experience pleasure, but without the little dopamine spark, the urge to seek it out faded away. And without that drive, they simply stopped taking action. Right, Selena? Yeah, I think that's the way it is for my bosses. Well, she doesn't have them anymore, but when she was little, she would get fevers up to 104, and it's like her body just rebooted. It's how the doctor explained it. So, let's see. Fascinating twist of research. The scientists decided to flip the script and supercharge the brain's reward system with dopamine. So what was the result? Yeah, high fevers. I know, right, Mary? That's what I think. That's great, find out all this. But, man, I feel so bad for these rats. And I'm not a rat person at all. The animals engaged in their habits at lightning speed when they got that reward of dopamine. In one intriguing experiment, mice got a rush of dopamine every time they nudged their little noses into a little box. And before long, these pint-sized creatures were so hooked that they were jabbing their noses in that box a staggering 800 times per hour. And guess what? Humans, we're not much different. We're not much different at all. The average person playing a slot machine will pull the lever around 600 times every hour. It's all about that dopamine rush. Habits, they're like little loops fueled by dopamine that feel very satisfied. We feel fulfilled and everything. And when we engage in activities that tend to become habits, like enjoying tasty junk food, Krispy Kreme donuts, getting lost in video games, scrolling through social media, or even taking drugs, we experience a lovely boost in dopamine. Now, it's not just the big stuff. Even our everyday routines, such as eating a good meal, sipping on refreshing water, sharing intimate moments, socializing with friends, all of those can give us the same dopamine kick. Mary says, makes you wonder what the powers that be are putting in our food in the name of profit these days. Right? Exactly. It's fascinating how our brains reward us for both the fun and the fundamental. For a long time, scientists thought dopamine was just the brain's feel-good chemical tied to pleasure. But guess what? We've discovered it's much more than that. The little neurotransmitter is a key player in a range of important brain functions like driving our motivation, helping us learn and remember, influencing our reactions to rewards and punishments, and even guiding our voluntary movements. I just found all this fascinating. So let's talk about habits, since that's really what we're here for. Here's the interesting part. Dopamine, the feel-good chemical in our brain, doesn't just get released when we enjoy something. It also spikes when we think about something pleasurable coming our way. Well, what do you mean, Scooter? For example, gamblers often feel the thrill of excitement right before they make a bet, not just when they win. Similarly, someone that's addicted to cocaine might feel a rush of dopamine just at the sight of the powder rather than after using it. Anytime you sense that an opportunity could bring about a reward, your dopamine levels, they soar in an eager anticipation. And guess what? When dopamine goes up, so does your drive to take action. What really drives us is to take that leap into action is the thrill of expecting a reward, not necessarily the moment we actually obtain it. So let's do another chat participation time. FYI, Tammy was talking about New York. That happened right next to RO Partners building at MetLife, right next to it. Scary. Been there, right in that same location. I've been there. There was a shooting. Several got injured, and then the gunman shot himself. So that just happened, I think, while we were live with Tammy a while ago, because my boss texted me. Yeah, 7:29 is when my boss texted me. I don't know if that's when it happened. But yeah, it was injures 2 others before turning gun on himself right next to RO Partners building. Crazy. So, chat participation time. Let's do another one. Can you think of an event or moment where the thrill of expecting a reward drove your take action dopamine up? Can you think of an event or a moment where the thrill of expecting a reward drove your take action dopamine up? I think about like my half marathons I've done and the training. Are you meaning to call me? Let me know. I think, and what I'm talking about right there, sorry guys, what I'm talking about right there is I think about like my half marathons that I've done and the training. Getting that medal at the end of a race is what drove me to action. And in return, it increased my dopamine for it. Right, Lisa D? Yes. Karen says, my grandbabies. Event or moment, yes, that calls you to take action. Mary says, gambling, drugging, drinking, sex. Is that what you're talking about, Mary? All of those? Tammy says, when Scooter arrives at the mall, and she's getting scared out of her mind, right? That will take some thinking. Well, think all you want, Kathy, and let me know. All in the past, kids, I did chase the thrill. Right, Mary? Yes. And there's some things that I chase that y'all might not have, and there's some things that y'all have chased that I might not have. So there's no perfect answer or anything. Steph says, my grandbaby. Mary says, now it's just food, right? So again, mine was when I did the half marathon. I was doing all that training just so I could get that medal at the end to say that I did it. So that's what drove me to action. And in return, it also increased my dopamine for it. What is it? The movie in Legally Blonde where they're talking about the fitness instructor that supposedly shot her husband. And she says, Reese Witherspoon says, increase your endorphins or whatever it is. It creates more happy people, and she's talking about the dopamine from it. So I'm always tired when I work out. So I don't know if I believe all that. Birth of my daughter and grandkids. Food, yep, Lisa D says. Kids, grandson. So there we go. I find it, maybe you will find it fascinating. It's part of our brain that lights up when we enjoy a reward. It's the same one that sparks to life when we're simply looking forward to it. So we don't necessarily have to have it. It's something that we're looking forward to. We'll also like that part of. This is why the thrill of anticipation can sometimes outshine the actual experience itself. Remember being a child when we were little, if you'll remember, we were eagerly dreaming about Christmas morning. Shiny jewelry. Yes, Mary. Shiny jewelry. Yes. We see it on the screen and we just can't wait to get it. It makes us happy because we know it's coming. So we were all excited about Christmas morning, and often that excitement is felt even greater than when we were opening the presents, opening the gifts the next day. And as adults, we can find ourselves daydreaming about an upcoming vacation. Sometimes imagining the fun can be more fulfilling than the trip itself. I mean, why do we always say we need a vacation from our vacation, right? Scientists have a term for this curious phenomenon, and they call it the distinction between wanting and liking, or wanting and needing. Did you know your brain is wired for more craving rewards than actually enjoying them? It's true. The areas responsible for craving or wanting are quite extensive and include big players like the brain stem and such. There are big words there that I could not even begin to pronounce. And also parts of the prefrontal cortex. In contrast, the part of the brain that handles pleasure, often dubbed hedonic hotspots. Y'all are getting a good education here. They're much smaller and scattered like little islands across the brain's landscape. So if you picture Hawaii, there are little islands going across the brain's landscape. For example, when it comes to craving something, the nucleus accumbens lights up completely. However, only a tiny fraction, around 10%, is activated when you're really enjoying it. Quite the fascinating difference between those two, right? Something, when it comes to craving something, it lights up completely. But however, once we obtained it, only 10% is activated. You're fine, Tammy. It's fascinating how our brain dedicates a significant amount of its real estate to the areas that fuel our cravings and desires. This underscores just how vital these feelings are in our lives, in our everyday lives. Mary says, watch others open presents is so much more rewarding than receiving the gifts. I have way too much stuff these days. The smiles and excitement of others are priceless. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I get so excited about someone opening a gift that when I don't see, all excitement and everything, because my oldest daughter, she's very hard to read. And so when she's opening a present, I can't tell if she really likes it or doesn't like it, So that's my little hiccup, my little thing for me. So probably not everybody goes through that. But it's like, okay, I need to know that you really like what I just gave you. It's fascinating how our brain, like I said, dedicates just a significant amount of the area for the cravings and desire. So if you think about the desire as the powerful engine that propels our action, every step that we take is influenced by anticipation that bubbles up within us. Ultimately, is that deep craving that sparks the reaction we make. These insights shine a light on the significance of the second law of behavior change. It's essential to make our habits appealing because it's the promise of a rewarding experience that drives us to take action in the first place, right? So this is where the clever strategy comes in that's called temptation building steps. And we do that to help us out. Now let's discuss how to use the temptation building to make your habits more attractive. Ronan Byrne, an electrical engineering student from Dublin, Ireland, loved curling up with his favorite shows on Netflix. Everybody knows what Netflix is, right? I do not need to explain. But deep down, he recognized that he needed to get off the couch and move more. How many of us have been there, right? So putting his engineering know-how to good use, he decided to give his stationary bike a techie upgrade. And this is where I start thinking, okay, this is where Peloton, whatever it's called, and the other bikes came from. But he connected his laptop and TV and then crafted a clever program that would only let him stream Netflix if he pedaled at a specific speed. If he slowed down for too long, his show would simply pause until he picked up the pace again. As one enthusiastic supporter puts it, he was tackling obesity one Netflix binge at a time. To make his workout routine more enticing, he decided to try temptation bundling. This clever strategy pairs something enjoyable with something necessary, creating a win-win, if you will. For example, Byrne combined his love for binge watching Netflix, which is the fun part, what we want, with pedaling away on his stationary bike, the essential part, what we need. Now, working out feels like a treat rather than a chore for him. Right? You have to get up now. No more excuses. Crazy innovation, right? It almost makes me think about where we've seen like those movies or whatever where the guy has to pedal the bike for the light to work, you know. The harder you pedal, the brighter the light is. The less you pedal, the dimmer the light becomes. I feel like it's the same thing, right? Now, my business, my reselling business, I need to make money to afford the extra things I want to do and what I need to provide for. I love watching certain things on YouTube. So there are times I will turn on YouTube to things that I enjoy watching while I work on invoicing, shipping, and such. Y'all, and I've even gotten on the phone with some of y'all while y'all are talking. We're FaceTiming, and I'm over there working on shipping and stuff because I got to keep it going. I just got to get it done, right? So chat participation time. Can you think of a similar thing, something that is fun to you while doing what you need to do, something that you wanted to do, but you're getting done what you need to do? That the temptation bundling is what this is called. So like I said, I wanted to just chit chat with my friends or watch something interesting on YouTube, but I needed to invoice or get shipping done. So I put the two together. It's called temptation bundling. Can y'all think of anything outside of that, outside of what I just said? And while y'all think about it, what your answer is, speaking of businesses really know how to make the most of temptation bundling. Take ABC, for example. When they rolled out their Thursday night TV lineup for 2014-2015 season, they went all out with some seriously clever promotional strategies to bundle those tempting shows together. Y'all remember these. On Thursdays, viewers would gather around their screen for a thrilling lineup of 3 captivating series that was done by the brilliant Shonda Rhimes. I love her TED Talk. She did an awesome TED Talk. But that was Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, and How to Get Away with Murder. Do y'all remember those shows, those movies? Or movies, the series? Mary says, clearing of a flat surface in my house. Results are exhilarating. Not so much fun actually doing it, though. Right? Awesome, Mary. Good job. Love it. Josie says, I work on my junk journals while I watch auctions. Yes, because Josie sells some of those junk journals or, creates them for someone that's paying for it. So, Steph said, private group. Yes. Listening to Love while driving an hour each way to specialist. K-Love. Yes. I can always tell when I haven't listened to it enough. Karen says my favorite shows. Yes, those are all good. Welcome back. So, Selena, we are talking about that's what we're talking about. My brain just went, temptation bundling. And we're talking about how ABC did this. Yeah, we'll see. We made a bet. We'll see, Tammy. Joanne says, when I'm in the bedroom putting clothes away, making the bed, or doing my hair, I put YouTube on either music or auctions. Yes. Crochet while watching auctions. There's a habit here, right? Kathy said that she always crochet while watching TV or lives now. Mary says, I listen to motivational videos while doing jigsaw puzzles on my tablet. Love it. Gloria says she listens to country music while cooking. Karen says, listen to my audiobooks while I drive. Yes. Meditation. Yes. Awesome, guys. Awesome. So those three shows, ABC lovingly dubbed this exciting evening as TGIT, T-G-I-T, which obviously stands for Thank God It's Thursday. Along with showcasing these must-see shows, the network also encouraged fans to whip up some popcorn, pour themselves a nice glass of wine, and settle in for a fabulous night of entertainment. Now, Andrew Kibitz, who leads scheduling of ABC, he shares some insightful thoughts about the campaign. And what he shared was that they viewed Thursday night as a golden opportunity to attract viewers, especially couples or women that enjoy some well-deserved time to unwind. They want to escape, have fun, sip on a glass of wine, and snack on some popcorn. Popcorn is not what I would probably grab, but it would be something else. But I wouldn't know. I never got into those three shows, believe it or not. Never got into them. What made this approach so clever, though, is that ABC cleverly connects the viewing experience with activities that their audience is already doing, the stuff that they already love to do, relaxing, indulging in a good drink, savoring some sort of tasty treat, right? Selena says, I decorate while listening to auctions. There you go. Black Widow says, she's an overachiever here. She has 5 tabs open at a time. Whoop, whoop. Right, she does. Joanne said, Twin, you decorate while you're doing your own auction. Love it. Tammy says, I actually listen to Toby Keith every morning while painting my face on. Love it. Right, Karen? I think that's all of them, though. Everything I've ever liked, whether it be a show or a food, they end up not doing it anymore. Yeah, see, there's a benefit for our spouses. Yes. So, as the time went on, though, watching ABC became synonymous with unwinding and having a good time. Imagine this, every Thursday at 8 p.m., You kick back with a glass of wine and some popcorn automatically. And before long, that specific time transforms into your personal signal for relaxation and fun. The delightful experience gets tied to that simple routine, making the habit of turning on the TV even more inviting. You're more likely to find certain behaviors appealing if you can mix them while you're doing something that you love. For example, maybe you're itching to catch up on the latest celebrity gossip, but you also want to whip yourself into shape. With temptation bundling, you can make a pact to only indulge in those juicy tabloids and binge watch reality shows while you're at the gym. Or let's say you've been dying for a pedicure, but you really need to tackle that overflowing email inbox. What's the perfect solution? Treat yourself to a fabulous pedicure only while you're catching up on those overdue work messages. It becomes a win-win. Temptation bundling is a clever way to tap into a psychology concept called Premack's principle, thanks to the insights of Professor David Premack. The principle suggests that activities you enjoy more can motivate you to tackle those tasks that you're less excited about. So if sifting through those overdue work emails feels like a chore, don't worry. Don't worry, because you can temptation bundle. You can train yourself to get it done by pairing it with something that you truly love. By maybe binge watching your favorite show or enjoying a tasty snack. It's all about making the less appealing task a bit more enticing. Why not take your self-improvement game to the next level by mixing temptation bundling with BJ Fogg's nifty habit stacking that we talked about a few weeks ago? Take those and put them together. By doing this, you can craft a personalized set of guiding principles for your actions that will make sticking to your goals a whole lot easier. Right? Cool? Yes. Some of them. Yeah. So, meaning the habit stacking plus the temptation bundling formula. We're going to do another formula here. It goes something like this. After current habit, this is your first step. After current habit, I will habit that I need to do. And then step 2 is after the habit that I need to do, I will habit what I want. I want to explain this to you. Looking to catch up on the latest news or entertainment, but feeling the need to sprinkle a bit more gratitude into your day. Because how many of us can watch news? There are certain court cases that I watch that I'm just like I can just feel myself getting depressed or whatever. So maybe I need to put more gratitude in my day. You're in the right place. So with that same formula of habit stacking and temptation bundling, that formula is going to sound something like this. First step, after I get my morning coffee, I will say one thing that I'm grateful for that happened yesterday. That is your need. And then step 2, after I say one thing that I'm grateful for, I will read the news if you do the newspaper or online, or watch the news on TV, which is your want. So you're going to do your need and then your want. If you want to check social media or watch something on YouTube, but you need to exercise more. Again, that same formula that I just gave you is going to sound something like this. 1, after I pull out my phone, I will do 10 burpees. That's your need. 2, after I do the 10 burpees, I will check social media or watch YouTube, which is your want. So you got to do your need and then your want. Imagine a time where you can actually start to look forward to tackling those tasks that you're not so fond of, right? Why? Because they come with a delightful reward. The chance to dive into the latest news or scroll through your favorite social media feeds or whatever it may be, watching YouTube. So burpees. You know what burpee is, right? Y'all know what burpees are, right? So by finishing the important stuff, you get to enjoy the fun stuff. It's like saying yes to the good things by first saying yes to the necessary things. Yes to what you need and yes to what you want. Burpee. B-U-R-P-E-E. Burpees. So we are kicking off. You know what a burp is, but do you know what a burpee is? You're testing me, cool. So we kick off this chapter by exploring the concept of the supernormal stimuli, and these are exaggerated forms of reality that really boost our urge to take action. A burpee is where you go down, you do a push-up, and you come back up and you do a jump. And you go down, do a push-up, come back up and do a jump. Yeah, those are worst things ever. Worst things ever. So, let's see. Again, a clever way to elevate any habit is through temptation building, which involves pairing it with something that you already crave, which is why we were talking about cravings earlier. While crafting an irresistible, appealing habit can be quite a challenge, this simple yet effective strategy can make almost any routine much more enticing than it usually is. So like I said, with me, with my business, y'all know I've been doing the listing thing. I've been doing it for 15 weeks. The only reason why I know is because Poshmark tells me it's been 15 weeks. I'm on a 15 weeks listing streak is what they call it. And so why do I do that? Because I know it's going to bring in more money. That's exactly why I do it. I hate doing it. I do it in the morning, so I just get it out of the way for the day and I don't have to think about it again. I do it in the morning for that reason, but I know I'm going to get paid. So getting more income in by doing that, besides doing auctions and flea market booths, is why I do that. It's another form, another way of getting more money in. So I got to do the work to get the reward, right? So in closing, we have learned that the second law of behavior change is make it attractive. We also learned that the more attractive an opportunity is, the more likely it's become habit forming. Mine too, Lisa D. Especially with the blown ACL. Yep. Habits are a dopamine-driven feedback loop. When dopamine rises, so does our motivation to act. We learned that it's the anticipation of a reward, not the fulfillment of it, that gets us to take action. And the greater the anticipation, the greater the dopamine spikes. And lastly, temptation bundling is one way to make your habits more attractive. The strategy is to pair an action you want to do with an action you need to do. All right, guys, that's it. Oh, you're fine, cool. But at least you all know, right? At least you now know what the most horrible exercise you could ever do in your life. Yes, best part of work is when it's time to go home. Yes, especially when we're working at the flea market, right, Karen? Just kidding. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you, guys, as always, for starting your week off with me for Monday Motivation. As always, I hope there was something in tonight's topic, a little nugget that you can take with you and apply it to your daily life. I'm always here if you ever need to talk it over again, whatever. Starting tomorrow, I'll be working from home for the rest of the week and next Monday, so I'm super excited. If I do a pop-up, it will be either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, because Friday I hope to go to the water park with Harley and Elle. So be watching for the thumbnails if I do it. I don't even know if I'm going to do it because I got some other projects I need to get done. That's what I really need to do. But yes, I'm so excited to be working from home. Tomorrow night, I will be on with Selena and probably Steph for our one price short of a Happy Meal at 7:30 p.m. Central. Wednesday night, I will be on with Dream Chaser Tammy from Hometown Country Marketplace at 7:30 p.m. Central. And then Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Central, I will have Cool Ranch Dorito on with me. So next Monday, yeah, there's been plenty of morning shorts, Mary. They're all in there. So go back. Get them in. They're all under my shorts. Yes, that's still going on, Mary. Tomorrow night, or already told you that. Next Monday, that's what I was going to tell you. Next Monday motivation on episode 133, we're going to be discussing the shaping and how having our family and our friends can and cannot help in shaping our habits that we need to do. So, Mary, I'm confused. So the shorts have been almost every day. I've done a lot more this month than I have been doing. And then next week, I'm talking about Monday motivation. The auctions I just listed tonight is this week. So tomorrow night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. And then if I do any pop-ups. Let's see. So that's next week. Make sure you do all the YouTube things. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the bell for all notifications and a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Lisa D. You're always so sweet. There you go. Keep up, Mary. Keep up. Keep doing it. So I start working on letting y'all know that I've gotten your hashtags. Y'all see how many I've already done. I'm not even done with this month's shorts so far. And we still got what? 9th, 30th, 31st. 3 more days of the month. So you got till midnight on the 31st to get your hashtags in for that. All right, make it a great week. If I don't see you somewhere around the YouTube, make it a great week. Remember, success is the product of daily habits, not once-in-a-lifetime transformation. Now, let's do this thing. Good night, everybody. See you soon.